Hi, I'm Peggy and this is livinretirement.com, and today I'll be talking about ways that we can reduce one of the worst things that we're putting into our environment: plastics. Plastics take over 1,000 years to decompose, and they are filling our oceans with plastic bags, plastic bottles, etc., and it is becoming a major area of focus for everyone across the globe. So today I'd like to share with you some things I've been doing to reduce my plastics in the house, and not only does it help the environment, it saves a ton of money as well. So in addition to this video, I also have a link to a website that has over 100 different ways to reduce plastics from your life. It's under the Live in Retirement Make a Difference tab. One of the key principles before we get started with the tips in any environmental program is that you follow a hierarchy of action. The very first action is you try to reduce your use. In other words, don't use it at all. The second thing you try to do after you try to reduce is to reuse the item. If you have to use the plastic item, for example, then at least reuse it. And then the very last one is to recycle whatever it was that you had to use those plastics. So the hierarchy is: the first thing you want to do is reduce, second is reuse, and the third is recycle. So I'm going to talk about each one of my tips in that format. So the first tip is, let's reduce Ziploc bags. Not only are they expensive, these things last for 1,000 years in our oceans. How can we reduce our use of Ziploc bags? Tupperware, it's an oldie but a goodie. Take out that Tupperware and stop using these things. The other idea that I've been using, I got these in France, are cloth vegetable bags. Because you don't want to put your vegetables or fruits in Tupperware. It also keeps your vegetables and your fruits longer and fresher. So they're washable. You just put them in the wash and they're done. You can get them anywhere, online, etc. I've seen them. They're just cloth vegetable bags. So that's a second way to get rid of these plastic bags. So that's the reduce concept. If you do have to use a Ziploc bag, at a minimum, reuse them. These are very easy to wash and clean, and you can reuse them many times. You can tell this one I have used several times. And then finally, when they are to a point where I just can't use them anymore, they're not zipping, whatever the case may be, I'll throw them into the recycle bin. The second tip I'd like to talk about are these grocery bags right here. Okay, so how can we first reduce the use? Well, the number one thing is to use these bags. And what I do so I don't forget them, because I was starting to forget them a lot, was to put them in my trunk. So they are always there. The worst thing that happens to me is I have to go back out to the car. If that's the worst thing I ever have to do, get a little extra exercise, that's not so bad. The second thing is reuse. How do we reuse these things? Well, one of the many ideas is, this is a bathroom trash can. I just put that right in here instead of using a plastic garbage can liner. Free, cheap, perfect way to reuse these bags. And then finally, recycle. I take any bags, because we're never going to be perfect, into the grocery store and they recycle them, or you could just put it into your recycle bin if you have it. The third idea is these Keurig K-cups. They are full of plastic, and hard plastic, no less, and they're very expensive. So, easy idea. Buy these reusable Keurig K-cups. They're perfect. You put your coffee in here, pop it in, and you are ready to go. Pop it in the dishwasher, and you're done again. The beautiful thing about this is you're going to save a ton of money. You get to use the brand of coffee you love, and you can really push in a lot of coffee versus these ones barely have any coffee at all. So you're going to get a better cup of coffee, the coffee that you like, save money, and do what's right for the environment. The last one is plastic bottles and cups. Such an easy way to do this and save yourself a ton of money and the environment. Plastic water bottles, just use your water, fill it up with a ton of ice, it'll be nice and cold, and coffee cups. But if you do have to, at a minimum, recycle them. So those are my tips today. I hope something we've talked about today will inspire you to at least try one new idea. Try to incorporate, I know we all are doing some things, try to do one of the 100 ideas or one of these 4 ideas to help with plastics and make a difference. I hope something here has inspired you and helps you live your best retirement. And again, if you have any tips or ideas or thoughts on ways that what you've done to reduce plastics, please join the discussion at liveinretirement.com, the Let's Talk tab. And we have a Facebook group that you can join by going to that tab.